And just like that, we're back. Just like that. I told you it was going to be really quick, and it was. So we're here. We're going to do this. All right. I believe on Monday we were going to see if we could get a deck to use Tainted Miasma. Or Living Shadows. Wow. Fearboski, what's up, man? How's it going? So this is one that really, to me, was like there's not a whole lot of shadow cards to really trigger off this thing. It's like the poison ones are what we really want. So if we add that in, and my thought was we go with our good buddy Grimus. Grimus feels strong. And then we go in here and we just go into action buffs for poison buffs. We put in things like Draga, Hunter. We put in... I don't know. Pestilence Spectre. We probably don't even need a whole lot. Obviously, these are amazing to do. And then Vile Breath Creebles. Corvid of Shade, I'm going to add 2 in here. But then for Shadow, like Shadow, I'm sitting here. Well, Fearboski, welcome to the show. Lightseekers, there's similarities and yet not similarities compared to Warhammer. It's kind of hard to explain. Have you ever played Lightseekers, or you just this is your first time into the show? I feel like triggering a Shadowy Grave could be good. And Shadow Supplier. For card draw. Shives, how about triggering our Shadowy Supplier? Way ahead of you, man. How bad is the delay here? I'm hoping not too bad. Venom Feeders are just solid cards. Just a small delay? Okay. Okay. Soul Thief is a good one. I played the starter games through the app, and I wanted to someone who knows what they are doing and play the game. Well, you've come to a decent podcast, or a decent channel. I wouldn't say I'm the best, but I wouldn't say I'm the worst either. So that's always good. So I really kind of want to just go heavy on the undeads. Thinking Wall of Bones. I don't think... Well, maybe? I'm also thinking just like Gut Belt Shaman. Like, just have our death cards be our action cards. We are going to want card draw in here, so we're thinking like Umbron Thief. Or Umbron Barkeep. Not Thief. Wow. Completely wrong one. So we have... Yeah, like very minimal shadow, a bunch of poison, and a bunch of death. We're thinking Devour Soul. Thinking Tainted Miasma, because that's just good with Living Shadow. Thinking Poison Spray. Raising the Dead. I also feel like we should have something else. Like a Shadow Form. Shadow Form over Poison Spray. Or just Terrific Manifestation. That was just a solid choice. We have no Shadow Puppets. We have no Shadow Puppets. We need to figure something out. Okay, now that I can sit down, what monstrosity of a deck are we building? We're trying to get Living Shadows to work. And my best guess was to just see what we can do with Undead. Just do Undead. But I have yet to put Shadow Puppets in here, which is just like, what was I thinking about? So that's what we're doing. So we have Shadow Grave, or Shadowy Grave, Shadowy Supplier for card draw, and, you know, Venom Feeder, Soul Thief. Umbron Barkeep for card draw as well. Corvidus Shadis card draw. Like always, you were thinking about the meme and ignoring gameplay. Kinda, yeah. Kinda, yeah. I love how, like, buff removal is everyone's first thing to put in there, and it's always my last one, like, oh god, I forgot about buff removal. I always do it. I always do it. So with that being the case, we just kind of play a Grimus Undead deck. Do we really want Pestilent Spectres in here? Like, that just feels bad. It is just a poison undead buff, though. But so is Corvidus Shade. I feel like we can do better. I feel like we can do better. Then again, do we just, like, Corrupted Spirit for card draw? Do we just try and get, like, we put Raising the Dead, and then immediately after Raising the Dead, we Living Shadows, and our goal is to get 3 Spectral Widows out there with, like, I don't know, anything else that can support it? There's no card that searches for undead, is there? Although with Grimus, that's the whole point we're playing poison buffs, right? Is for Grimus. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're fine. I think we're fine. Like I said, it looks like a just... That's a Creeble, isn't it? The only Umbrons we have in this deck are the Barkeeps. Yeah. Because really, we're trying to target Spectral Widows. We're trying to do it like right after Raising the Dead, so we can just put them all into play. I think we're fine. We have no damage prevention, but we do have a decent amount of healing, actually. Venom Feeders, Soul Thieves, and the Gut Belch Fanatics are all okay healing. Devour Souls, 8 healing. I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. We'll try it. I feel like with the amount of, like, just nice ping damage that people are doing, we should highly consider putting in some Wall of Bones in this deck. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards that heal us. 6, 7, I guess. Could be fine. Could be fine. We'll try it. All right. And of course, the best way to try stuff is in ranked. Because that's where you go to find the Selenis, the Magrocks, all the stuff that's just broken right now. You go in there with your makeshift things, and if you beat it, maybe it was okay to begin with. What is this person? When you play a combo, you may remove one beast buff from another hero. I am intrigued, 123L. I am very intrigued. And I go second, of course. Could just pass draw and make my day super easy. Oh no. He does. Oh, that's amazing. Alright. So we'll draw, we'll heal. Not bad. Ooh, we got our first Widow. That's really good. I think we'll Covetous Shade. Put that out and make it good. Yeah, then I think we just Spectral Widow. Part of me still wants to put like Corrupted Spirits in here. Like 3 damage draw cards, just really cycle through our deck, really get to Spectral Widows in the graveyard, really get to the what am I trying to say here? The Raising the Dead and our Living Shadows, just really get to what we're trying to do with this deck, which essentially feels like an OTK. It's just a lot of really big burst damage. I was to say, I mean, if he Thunderslugs, he Thunderslugs. I think actually Shadow Puppeting this is fine. I don't know what other buffs. Well, I mean, you can only remove one. Most likely the Creeble's gonna go. I think I'm fine. I think I'm fine. Like I said, most likely the Creeble's gonna go. Yep. And yeah, this is where it just comes into play where, like, I feel like I just want to get my card draw going, to get to the state that I'm trying to get to, right? If I can aggro them down with attack cards and drawing at the same time and all those other things, I should be good. Cycling through my deck is what I want to do. Really? I mean, okay. You've served your purpose. If he plays it again, cool. If he plays it again, that's cool. He'll ditch a whole bunch more cards for one more combo. He will lose out on a bunch of tempo. Oh, really? Alright, well, you know, it is what it is, I guess. Alright. We'll see what happens. Another storm wall. If I do this, I just pass. I can Devour Soul that one combo there. It'll be fine. Now I can Shadow Puppet. Be extra okay. Because then a combo won't be on top anymore, so he won't get all the fun stuff that he wants. And I can actually do this. Next turn I can lay Wall of Bones, and I'll be able to draw 3 cards unless he has a third Thunder Slug. He could have Cold Snap as well in the deck too. He could have what is it, Crushing Rapids. A bunch of things he could have. Because I don't have a lot of poison buff. I only have that 1 poison buff, so he can go ahead and remove all these if he wants. But it's 1, 2, 3 L's turn. He's only got 1 more Thunder Slug in the deck. Ooh, Wild Windrunner. Okay, not bad. Not bad. I think I'll Wall Bones here. And pass. I'll draw 3 cards next turn unless he somehow is able to kill that. Turn after, I'll draw 2 with the Shade. A Moat. Okay. Actually, Shadow Puppeting these 2 would be good because I'll prevent all that stuff. And I won't get him card draw. So I'll draw 3. Okay, so I have my Living Shadows. Yeah, I do feel like I just need to be able to deal damage, draw a card. Because really, I'm looking for like 5 cards in this deck. And I'm just trying to survive until then, and if anything, push damage and deal pressure. So I think getting rid of these things is like the best thing I can do for a fun Living Shadows deck. Actually, yeah. I'll do that and that. The bane of my existence. Do I ever just devour soul that thing? Because I hate it so much. Okay, so I'm going to get back Wall of Bones, and I'm going to get back this Pestle Inspector. Right now would be amazing if I had a poison card, because I would deal what 8 more damage, mill him for another one, and get Corvid of Shade back. So Living Shadows would be not bad right there, actually. Well, I mean, now I can just Terrific Manifestation and win. So. Okay. Well, it's still 5 damage. So if he doesn't heal, I can Venom Feeder, bring back the Spectral Widow next turn, and be fine. Be fine with it. Or just draw a Spectral Widow and be fine with it. So yeah, I do think I'm gonna little like mainline this thing. Oh, okay. That's fine. It's actually very fine with me. I feel like I'm quite a bit ahead. I didn't win with Living Shadows. I didn't do that. He could heal again, though. He could heal again. That's not going to help you. All right. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hit bring it instead of good game. I wish you could, like, organize these emojis. I wish you could. I feel like a terrible person on that. I do apologize. 123L, I apologize for that. So let's go ahead here and edit this. What was it? The Spectres I wanted to get rid of. I wanted to put in Corrupted Spirits for card draw. Man, Shadowy Grave. Do I even need Shadowy Grave? I'm not even sure if I do. I mean, it could be fine to get stuff back. My other option is, what kind of Umbron cards do we have? I mean, we have the Thief, the Marauder, but I'm looking for just card draw. Informant, I feel like I'm drawing enough cards as it is. Because part of me wants to, like, lay Informant, get rid of these Creebles, and puts the, put the Watch for Us Trader in and just, like, really just draw through my deck. Just draw through the whole thing. I think I'm going to take that out and add a third Umbron Barkeep. Because I need just card draw. Shadowy Grave doesn't matter too much. If I can get a few cards back, awesome. Kudos to me. But really, I want my stuff to almost go to the graveyard more than come back. And I want to just draw my cards as most efficiently as possible. Because the goal essentially is to get Spectral Widows in, Raising the Dead, the Widows, and I don't know, maybe a Shade or something like that. And then Living Shadows. Whatever I have to do. Because right now, like, the shadow buffs they give me all require you to use an ability to really get them going. And they're just, some of them just aren't good. So yeah, I do think this will be fine. How many buffs do I have in the deck now? 16? It's not bad. It's a little over half. And if I'm drawing with all my other action cards to get to the buffs, we should be good. Yeah. Okay. So we've mainstreamed this a little bit. Mainstreamed it a bit. The reason we're also using Grimus is because at the end, if we do face like a just really hard control-y deck, all the poison buffs, all the Spectral Widows we bring back, we don't want him to be able to clear the board. We want him to maybe remove one, and that's it. So Grimus really helps get that end game potential to really control what he does to our board while our board is what it is. And there wasn't a whole lot of other heroes for Dread that really enticed me to run that style. Yeah, we get High Curator Arwen, but I'd much rather be Poison Supremacy. We could Muddy Brew, but we're not winning with his ability, and that's what I feel Muddy Brew does. We're winning on the board. We're winning with our board state. Dragorod. Okay, well, we start off strong. A lot of people playing Storm today. A lot of people playing Storm today. Yeah. With a Nitro Hammer. I'm intrigued now. So how's everyone doing? Are we liking the deck so far? Is it just like, dude, you're just playing Dread and you're just playing buff heavy Dread, or are we okay with how the deck is going? This guy is very aggressive. I like it. Part of me wants to say that I need, like... Okay, that's good. Card draws for that. So we can slug. Water spout, okay. Card draw and healing and all that other fun jazz. Combo's not going to be on top now, so we can't get any fun stuff with combos because of the Creeble. Works for me. Left for a minute. How do I like the deck so far? I mean, it's playing like a normal Dread deck. It's just like what we're doing instead is we have an alternate win condition, aside from just how aggro we're being. So, because what we do have also is at the very end, if like for some reason we need more damage past what we've already done in the deck, we can easily get to our Raise the Dead and I'm only going to draw 2 cards with Shadow Supplier, aren't I? Yeah, I am. That's a bummer. Okay, well, I mean, these aren't bad. I can put another one out. See what we have. But yeah, I mean, it's just... Thunderslug is fine. It's fine with me. As a matter of fact, with the cards he's been laying, I think this is the perfect one to Shadow Puppet. In all honesty. But yeah, the way this is going so far is we're just really heavy aggro with Dread, and we have an alternate win condition for like more damage. We just start Raising the Dead and then Living Shadows to trigger all of our spiders again on the second turn to get like 12 unprevented damage that he just can't do anything about. So I'll do this to draw 3. Okay. Unless he slugs. He could slug again. Cold Snap. Okay. Probably this one. I was going to say probably those two. Okay, so we've gotten rid of 2 combos so far. He could just be playing some control stuff too. He hasn't even used the hammer once. I might just Heroic Manifestation him real quick. Like, he's got to have cards in hand, right? He's got to have them. Well, those are the only 2. But he did have Stormcalling, so he is able to get the cards back, because if you're not running Stormcalling in a Storm deck, what are you doing? That's not a good pickup. He could be healing right now. He has a... Is that his second one? Okay. So he is just aggro. Could be bad for me. I don't have... Okay, there's card draw at least. 3 damage card draw. Wow, he's just been saving those clouds, huh? Okay. I mean, I could just be dead with all the cards he has in his hand. Never mind, I'm the best person in the world. Yeah, I'll heal. See what I get. Kind of wanted to Devour Soul, but I don't think he has a lot of buffs outside of Thunderslugs and Electro Hoppers. If even Electro Hopper. If I put this down, it does threaten lethal over 3 turns. Barkeep is such a good card to pick up right now. He's discarding Stormcaller. Wow. That's impressive. You must know that this game is not going to last. Because at this rate, it's really not. really not going to. Okay. Well, we can not let either of those. Okay. These are really bad cards right now because I'm guessing he's not a buff-heavy deck. Okay. Wow, he is... Okay. Okay. What are my last 2 discarded poisons? Just pass 2. Okay. Three damage, get that back. Part of me just wants to heal for 8. With what he's been doing. Yeah, just in case. Just in case. Like I said, my Shadow Puppets aren't doing me a whole lot. If I Tainted Miasma, I get back Corrupted Spirit and a Vile Breath. I have healing here. Okay, so we have our Living Shadows. We'll bring back 2 Corrupted Spirits, which actually might be okay for us. Bring back 2 Corrupted Spirits. Draw a card as well. Okay, there's a Widow. Spark Wisp. Mercenary. Yeah, he's just very aggressive. He could hammer, have an attack card, and we're dead. It's down to that. Nothing, okay. We still need to heal in case where it's the same scenario. We have lethal next turn unless he heals. Okay, he healed. No one was surprised. This is brutal. That could save us. We're still like no damage. We still have no damage. But these Shadow Puppets in our hand are useless because he's not running any buffs. He's not running buffs. Okay. Am I dead? Spark Wisp. And Hammer. Yep, good game. Okay, so yeah. Simply goes to show that in a game where buffs are unique, the best way to play is to not run any buffs. That internally kills me on a player level. That the best way to play this game with the uniqueness of buffs is to just not run those cards. Just don't run them. Like that. It feels bad. It feels really bad to me. That the best way to play this game, where the game thrives on the fact that it does buffs, is just not to run buffs. Just don't run any buffs, and you're fine. You're set. You're golden. It kills me. It kills me on the inside. It really does. Do I ever run Creebles? Do I just put those in there for the Umbrons? I don't think I need these at all. I think just putting Informants in for card draw. We can take out Shadow Graves. And add in the Watch Rest Traders. Just 2 of them. Or do we Assassin's Guild? Do we add in Assassin's Guild for just stinking card draw? We might just do that. That means the Shadowy Supplier is just a dead card then. Which means our only shadow cards are Shadow Puppet. Feels bad, man. Do we just run Conclave Spy over Shadowy Supplier? Because we were drawing maybe 3 cards off of that. And getting a Spy is okay. Man, it just felt really bad. I'm going to add in a 3rd Gut Belch Fanatic. Yeah, I mean that's my 2 cents on the game right now, is the fact that the best way to play it is to not run any buffs. And if that's the case, then Lightseekers is no different from any other game out there. Really isn't. It's my 2 cents. The best deck, in my opinion, outside of Magrock, is Aggro Selene. Not a single buff in there. Just because your opponent's deck is limited to 35 cards, and if they have buff removal like everyone else does, 3 of their cards are dead cards. They're dead draws. That is so. That's 1/10 of their deck is a dead draw. Like, that's huge, and I just, that's a huge flaw in the system. That's a huge flaw in the system. All I'm gonna say. If your buffs are consistent, like constant out there, just doing their thing, then yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's always been an annoyance to me. Shot, it's not your fault, Shot. You didn't invent Aggro Selene. You play it a lot, and you're good at the deck. There's nothing wrong with it. It has nothing to do with you. It's the developers of the game that they have a really cool and interesting mechanic in buffs, and it's what the game is unique for. And then the best way to play the game is to completely just disregard the entire buff mechanic and only play attack and defense. Is Reckless Spirit, yeah. But if you're running a nature buffless deck, like, dude, come on. So I'll do this and I'll draw. But it's just like, I mean, Claus Clackerson is a buffless deck, right? You probably, maybe you run like Electro Hoppers or stuff like that. Are you for real? Dugly Dog. Oh, do you run any buffs? Just run slugs. Yeah, exactly, because why run any other buff? And now Umbran Informant because dead, because I don't want to lay buffs. That's true. I did beat that deck with buff aggro. That's a huge accomplishment in my opinion. Angered Shockfin? Okay. Like I did insane on that. I did so well. Pass draw. Dugly Dog. Feels okay. I'm in a horrific manifestation next turn. And I want to get a good low hand for Umbran Informant to really pick up. Okay. Do I just devour now? He doesn't look like he's running any buffs. Devouring might just be the best play. Well, I mean, aside from Angered Shockfin. I can still Horrific Manifestation next turn, and then Umbran Informant the turn after, and feel okay about myself. Lightning Storm, and that's it. Okay. But yeah, I mean that's always just something that's been at the back of my mind, and I've said it several times before, is that, I mean, look how much I've done without even doing any buffs yet. It's just like, what's the point of laying buffs when you can get the most bang out of your buck with attack and defend cards? Because if this buff deals 2 damage, I can deal 5 damage instantly with an attack card. And I think some of the best buff, I actually think I'd have to go and look at Nuan's list. At the Chicago. At, not Chicago, Ohio. Wow, completely wrong even state. At the Ohio Gold that I was at, 3 of the top 4 were Buffless aggro decks. Like, that's how good Buffless aggro is. Is that 3 of the top 4, all of them different decks, made it to top 4. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, Wrangler Tundra, Starseer Tundra. That was all. I mean, that was a great deck build, but it was so efficient because it didn't run any buffs. I don't think it did. Did it run? It might have run like yeah, just no buffs. You had efficient because action cards are card draw, no buffs. I feel like as good. The reason those cards or those decks are good. The reason those decks are good is because of cards like Umbran Informant and Umbran Barkeep, where you can draw while emptying your hand without having a board in play, and heroes that allow you to draw. Heroes that allow you to draw In my opinion, I think a really good way to do this is to have your card draw come out of your buffs and only your buffs. I don't think that they should come out of attack or defend cards or hero abilities without the condition of like discarding a card to do something. A specific card, the way that the new Kriebel one for nature has. We have to discard a certain family card. That way it's not just the beat-all hero. Because Tempest, Selene, yeah, Tempest and Selene, Zuna was amazing, Dola was amazing. Anything that allows you to card draw without a buff is insane. It's insanely good. As a matter of fact, I think in the very first Golds, Nuwan won with a aggro Halvar that the only buffs were just card draw buffs. All the rest were attack and defend. And it didn't even run that many. It ran like 2 or 3 of the Spectral Guides, and that was it. That was it. So it's just, it irks my gherkin. Oh, and Bomblings. Yeah, I forgot. And Bomblings. It's like, it's one of those things, it's like, dude, like, why is the best way to play this game simply to avoid using the cards, that this game was founded on, or at least the type of card this game was founded on, is buffs. Tempest there had like 2 buffs. I despise regen chamber. Yeah, Tempest had like regen chambers and ramparts. That was it. That was all Tempest had. Because why would you? Well, I mean, right now in Classic, why would you run any buffs in Tech with Craze Bomber? It's just it kills me to know that that's just how you make a good deck. Is you don't run buffs. In this game, you don't run buffs. And if you do, you run buffs that can't be removed. Like it's or constant buffs that don't rotate out and stay there. Because a buff, let's just I'll do a little clip right here. Let's just go into here and look at some of these buffs. We'll look at the buffs and we'll compare them to some action cards. Okay, Celestian Warrior, 7 damage over 4 turns, or 5 damage on 1 turn. I know it makes me hypocritical, but I agree with you. Shibes, you're not hypocritical. Dude, you're playing competitively to win, and the best way to do that right now is to play your deck. Like, you're fine. But, like, on average, the Chimchar Militant will just go with an average attack of 5 damage, right? 5 damage or 6 damage on average. For 1 turn, like, instantaneously. Here's a buff that over 4 turns does 2 more damage. Here's a buff that over 4 turns can, if you set it up properly, potentially do, what, 3 or 4 more damage? When you could have just done 5 and drawn 2 in the turn that's done. Or drawn like 4. This one is 5 damage after 4 turns, and you get an additional action. So it's like you didn't play the card, but you still waited that long to do it. 7 damage, which is like 1 or 2, but you have to wait 2 turns. And essentially what you could be doing is just, on an average turn in these types of decks, you do 11 damage, you wait a turn. Next turn, you do 10 or 11 damage, you wait a turn. Turn after that, 11 or 12 damage. You only really have 30, and unless your opponent's just healing, they can't out-heal like 10 damage on average a turn. You can't do that. You're going to win them down with that, and you didn't have to lay a buff. You didn't have to do anything. It's what makes me sad, is that it's that effective. It's that effective. That unless your opponent is just like all defend, heal, and you're healing for 6 and they're attacking for 5, like, your deck better be all defense because their deck is all attacks. And they're punching out way more instantaneous damage than you are building your board up and waiting like 4 or 5 turns for it to go off when you're already at like 6 health after those turns. And yeah, it's really fun to get these nice synergistic stuff. But if you look at the decks right now that are running really good buffs, that are doing it well, are Magrock. Magrock, I know Uprising will change the physical meta. I know it will too. But at the same time, we'll still see Magrock. Like, we'll still see it. And the reason Magrock is so good is because the problem right now in physical is it's classic. In a sense. And aggro's the only thing good, really. I mean, Mud, you built a Howlock deck that won first place. I built a Fairpang buff deck that got fourth place. Like, buff is still fine. It's just attack aggro is still the best. It's still the best. Why have damage on your buffs when your buffs could just be drawing and supporting? Howlock isn't buff. Point exactly. Sounds like you have the same issues as we have with Chaos Burn. Kinda, yeah. I mean, I've seen Archon aggro, where all you do is you lay the action cards and they just pile up. It is attack pretty much. Yeah, I mean, and the only buffs you really run are ones that cannot be removed or ones that are constant. Because those are the only buffs really worth running. Those are the only ones that are really worth running are constant buffs or ones that can't be removed. Because then, once again, your opponent's buff removal becomes just dead cards. And if you can literally make it so that 1/10 of their deck is a dead draw, that's solid. That is solid. But, yeah, Steadfast Beacon is run in Magrock. Yeah, exactly. Archon, I think I've actually played the Scarbrand aggro. And yeah, all it is just action, and you kill him really quick, and it's effective. Trying to think right now. I mean, let's just for the purposes of this, someone pick an alignment. Someone pick one of the 6 alignments, and we'll build just an aggro deck, and we'll see how it does. We'll see how it does. Someone just find me an aggro deck. Nature. Mud, you are an animal, man. All right. Nate. Oh, 2 people want nature, man. Honestly, in the games I played last Saturday, I only used my sideboard twice. Yeah, essentially, yeah. We'll go with him. We'll do Creeble aggro. At least just for right now. For right now, we'll do Creeble aggro, right? Sneaky Creeble. Sounds good to me. Sad that Frenzy Creeble can't stay in. Alright, maybe this is a bad one. Bad hero. Bad hero. Alright. I thought card draw would be fine, but it's not. Our 6 factions are Astral, Dread, Mountain, Nature, Storm, and Tech. Used Fernblade. General Fernblade. Yeah, I mean double alignment. I'm going to try Green Sprout just because I start with an additional card in my hand. So 4 damage. Equal to the number of buffs they haven't played. They probably won't have any. We'll just do Reckless Spirit because it's a buff, or buff removal, and it's an attack card. Attack. And Thornleg Scuttler is 4 damage. So those are literally all of the attack cards that I have access to. Defend cards. Ashwood Nurturer can search for my Prowling Shimmerpaw. Spirit of Balance can be an attack card if I need it. Now we'll go with unaligned. We'll get card drawn here, obviously. So 3 barkeeps. 3 informants. We'll put 2 marauders in just because, like, if we're not healing, we might as well. And attack cards. Sneaky Creebles are good. Okay. We'll take out these Burrowers because they're 4 damage regardless. Put those in. Umbra and Thief. Actually, we'll take out the Marauders and we'll just put in Thieves. Actually, Marauders might be good. What are we sitting on for no forests? Okay, well, let's see what our combos have to say about that. Really? Yeah, you had 2 forest. Yeah, I mean, it's what you have. We'll go with Nature's Fury. Stampede, since we have a lot of beasts and stuff. Spirit Walk. Oh yeah, Camouflage. Can't be attacked. Treetop Tribunal because it can't be removed. So now we'll go in here. Corner Forest Mender it back. Yeah. Okay, so I want to go ahead and add you know what? The Spirit of Balance I'm going to take out. I'm going to add in some Mossfoot Gardeners. I want to add in maybe... Take that out. Take that out. Because this card can really only look for the Shimmer Paws. Everything else is an insect. Actually, do I even need Nurturers? Do I just toss some infected wasps in there? Over the Nurturer? Yeah, I mean it's an attack card. Could put an unaligned in. No, I need attacks. I need attack cards. Okay. So here's what we have. There is only 4. Stampede might just be terrible. There's only 4 of the cards I'm allowed to play with it. Take one of you out. Take one of you out. Just to make Stampede better. There we go. What's Bramble Spike for? Just for healing. Just healing. It is just for healing. Put some Umbron Thieves. I already have 2 Umbron Thieves in. I have 2 Umbron Thieves. 3 Sneaky Creebles. Well, the thing is, if I don't have any Forest. Make it 3. Alright, fine. I'll take out like 1 Gardener for another Thief. Like, I don't play aggro. I don't play aggro a whole lot. So me building this is like, But, because like Marauder is also just a good one for aggro. Because if you can draw it early, then kudos to you. But yeah, now I only have 4 forest cards. But I am drawing them and I'm barely going to use them. And yeah, we'll just see how this does. We'll see how this does. Distributed Elemental was my only 2 forest. Or Disturbed Elemental. Oh, because it's an attack card. Yeah, it is an attack card. Why am I not running that? I can take out Bramble Spike. Yeah, why am I not running the only forest attack card I have? Well, Wrangler, if you missed it, I was making a point, yeah. Well, exactly what Mud. I literally asked, is like someone pick an alignment and I'll make an aggro deck with it. Everyone said nature, so here it is. Here's a nature aggro deck that just, you know, is aggro. I should just run Territorial Dominance. It is 9 damage. 9 damage is just good. 9 damage, 8 damage. That's all that. There's the only 2 buffs are Camouflage, which I can't be attacked in, and Treetop Tribunal, which can't be removed. Spirit Walk. I don't even know if I really want Spirit Walk. I might just want Stampede. Just for easy combo payments. Just really dirt cheap things. Or do I ever just run Bane Bloom for card draw? It'd be the only buff in the deck, and it is just card draw. I wouldn't feel too bad about playing it. You run Bane Bloom? Yeah, I mean, Bane Bloom case for camo. It's probably better than Stampede, in my opinion. The only thing is, like, I want my buffs to also have Forest in them, so they can pay for all the other ones. And actually, Bane Bloom doesn't pay for combo. You still need... Stampede sucks. Well, that's why I distributed all my Beast and Insect attack cards. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different cards in here that can pay with Stampede. And Stampede also is just draw 2 cards. I guess let's go up here and see what Mud built, and we'll just compare it. We'll just compare this. So Mud, you ran Spirit of Balances, and Umbron Marauders. You liar! You have Bramble Spike Hunter in here. There's a buff right there. And Soul Song. No, if I'm going on this point, I'm going full point, and I'm running almost no buffs that either can't be removed, or you know, just make my opponent say, okay, what's the point of having buff removal? Did I say? No, you didn't. You said you built an aggro deck, Mud. I apologize. But yeah, so what do I have? We'll just... I said, why? Oh, did you say that? I said, why do you have Bramble with no buffs? It's true. No, but you have Bramble Spike Hunter in yours. You have Bramble Spike Hunter in yours as a buff. in your aggro list you sent. A different Bramble. Yeah, exactly. So this one legitimately has no buffs. It has no buffs, and it just has card draw. It's buff bait for Bane Bloom. Makes sense, man. Makes sense. But yeah, so we have no buffs. All of it's just damage and card draw. We'll see how it does. Yeah, we'll see how it does. We'll go aggro nature, so we start with 5 cards in our hand, which is okay with me. Nature is it's probably the worst one to build an aggro deck for. Probably the worst of all of the 6 alignments. Oh wait, what am I doing? We could just add an item in here. We could have easily just added an explosive item. Because that other guy did. The other guy added explosive for aggro. Aggro with sun buffs. Dude, that's awesome. That is awesome. I can't wait to see what it turns out to be. But yeah, I mean, if I was building aggro, why not add in Nitro Hammer? Right? Add some explosive. Our first run was just to see what we could do with the alignment. Afterwards, we'll go ahead and edit this thing to have an item for aggro. And we'll probably enter in the Nitro Hammer. Man, everyone's got an aggro ancient. That's awesome. That is awesome. Do you guys run items in your aggro ancient? Or are you just straight what his 3 alignments are? Mud very strongly disagrees with running that. Straight 3 elements. I didn't put items in it. Awesome. So no one put items in it. Alright, let's see how this deck does. Let's see how it does with, the only buffs are 2 combo buffs that can't be removed outside of, like, Thunder Slug. Look, it's the guy who was playing aggro. It's the guy who was playing aggro last time. There's hello. Alright. Draga Hunter. Man, you know what feels good? When you can Reckless Spirit into a Disturbed Elemental. Feels really good. We'll see what he does here. Hopefully it's just pass draw. That's awesome for me. My Umbran Barkeep becomes good. Getting like all my late game draw really stinks though. Oh my word. What do I choose here? Probably... Elemental or Undead? What are we thinking? I want to say Undead. Undead seems fine. Oh, sweet. Goodbye, Spectral Widow. Maybe he'll just pass draw and I can inform it for 3. Maybe he's that kind of guy. Maybe Dragord is that kind of guy. He is that kind of guy. All right. Kudos to me. So that's going to do 4, and that'll do 4. Yeah. Next turn I can camouflage. A Bone Reaper. Okay. Sounds cool. Mud says I really want to try that Leaf Spine card. The Leaf Spine Hunter. I mean, it's not bad. It's 3 damage, so it's fine. Okay, so he's going to heal for 4. Maybe in a mill deck. Yeah, I mean, it's really weird what you want to do with all of this stuff. So this is 4 damage. 5 with this. So I actually want to do this. And then Informant. And I'll get 2 attacks next turn. Alright. So he'll heal for 4. Which is fine. That's fine. It's sad there's nothing in nature that is 5 damage, because I would have just won. He can still heal, but I have Umbron Thief and Sneaky Creeble. And then I have more card draw with Umbron Barkeep. Okay, good game. There we go. I don't even know how many turns that was. Someone want to tell me how many turns that was? There we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So now let's edit this. We'll add an explosive. Take that out, take that out. I guess let's just start with a brand new deck. Start with a brand new deck. So we'll add explosives. Yeah, we'll just put both in there. Probably 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now attack cards. 1, 2, 3. We'll just put 2 Sneaky Creebles in. Actually, without the Sneaky Creebles, we're fine because we want to run more of the explosive attack cards. Mercenaries. 2 Bruisers. 2 Blast Bots. Maybe just 2 Mercenaries? No, the Mercenaries are better. Well, no, because I don't want to be hog-tied down. Okay, so now let's just go into our attack cards. 3 Disturbed Elementals. 3 Spirits. 3 Shimmer Paws. Direwolf, you're struggling. What are you struggling with? Yeah, ask Mud. Mud will tell you. Mud will tell you. No, we'll just do green sprout again. So there we are. Combos. We're going to have camouflage, of course. I feel like Treetop Tribunal's good. It's funny to say that Terraform is actually not good in this. But Overwhelming Blast is good. Last sequence can be just 5 damage. Territorial Dominance. Why not? So I have 3 force cards. I don't really need Soul. I don't need Soul. So these Prowling Shimmerpaws are just dead. Well, other than doing 4 damage. But yeah, I mean, actually, we could probably even take out the Nitro Hammer. Put in Skyrider, because Skyrider is amazing. It'll help discard cards that we don't want for 4 damage. And there we go. Aggro nature with items. Turret takes 2 item slots. You are absolutely right. Thank you for that catch, Wrangler. I meant to take out the turret and put in the hammer. Would that not have been disastrous? There we go. There we go. Let's actually see if we can build a Dread one. I want to see if we can build a Dread aggro. These are going to be clutch. 3 damage, they move defends back. Seems good. Corrupted Spirits. 4 damage, move some combos. Works fine for me. Do this. Swamp Peddler, because, you know, combos. 4 damage. 5 damage. Defends. What do we have for defends? Actually, Life Leecher to make it so that their hand is like just... Well, no, because they'll always choose buff removal, so it's not that big of a deal. Venom Feeder to get your poison attack cards back. Feels good. Feels good to me. Let's pick a hero. I'm just going to pick Xyle. Why is PlayFusion not posted on the website? Tat Ida on Steam. Oh, that it's on Steam. I don't know. Have they really not posted on their main website that it's available for Steam? That's really weird. Alright, so now we go to our, normal card draw. Barkeeps are good. Umbron Thieves are a staple, as our main man Mud Turtle has told us. With Assassin's Guild and Corrupted Spirit and Umbron Barkeep, I don't think we need the Informants. I don't think we do. So now we'll go to our combos. It shows Nintendo and App Stores. Are you serious? That's insane. Tainted Miasma. Move some poison cards back. Feels good. Perfect Manifestation. Poison Spray. Where's Burst of Venom? And I'm thinking Devour Soul. Yeah, Devour Soul. There we go. I feel like we should get a little more defend, or a little more, Do we ever just throw some Eternal Hunters in there in case we need to draw a Barkeep or a Thief for damage? Or do we just run Soul Thieves? Do we just run Soul Thieves? Maybe we just run Soul Thief. Take out the Scapegoat. Add in 2 Soul Thieves. Take out a Redeemer. Is there a better attack card for Dread that's not 4 damage that I don't have in here? Nope. Okay, that's fine with me. Which actually makes me not want to run Xyle, because I will have a lot of card draw, and that's more tempo. I want to be aggro. So I want to be where the people are. Nope. Oh, yeah. Venom Weaver Arson. Reduce damage, and I can't wield items. I'm not wielding any items, buddy. I'm fine. Yeah, this is the guy I want. Alright, here's our Dread aggro. We'll go and we'll do Dread. My guess is it'll do fine. It'll do fine. But, yeah, I mean, the best way to play this game... This is a very obvious crab. Increased damage on insectoids. Well, I'm not going to have a large hand size, so... Alright. I'm fine with this. Passing and drawing. I can poison spray now. Feels fine to me. And then afterwards I can actually Blood Pact Redeemer the poison spray back. Drawing me cards. Yes, please. We'll just go clutch. We'll give him a good clutch. Hive Queen Axie. Ooh, he should have waited on that. Okay. Unbound Barkeep's not bad. So if he's got another one of these, it's golden for him. Okay. Sorry, buddy. No healing for you. It's going to be a shame when I can remove that. Alright. Card draw first. Pact Redeemer. Perfect. Got our aggro combo back. Awesome. Cool. Cool. Another Moss Ridge. Okay. This is now I pass. So I can't buff. Cool. Good to know. Good to know. I can't buff, guys. I just can't do it. No defense. I figured as much. So 2 defenders are gone. There we go. Look how quickly I beat him before he could even really establish a board. Like... good. Like, and that was just Dread. That was Dread aggro. It's because the action cards are so good, and you don't need a board. You do not need a board. Let's build another one. I mean, mountain aggro works really fine, doesn't it? Brother Scaldron is a good mountain aggro. You could argue stall exists because of aggro. Exactly. Exactly. Stall exists because of aggro, because you legitimately need to have all of your cards be healing. They have yet to come up with a good balance to make it so that these are good. They have yet to really come up with a good balance of, you know, it's moving one card back. I'm fine with that. What am I even trying to say right now? Flame Shard Giant's not bad for aggro. Wow, can't think. Stall is made to beat aggro because your entire deck needs to be healing to prevent an entire deck of aggro from just overwhelming you, right? Hero, Flame Shard Giant, and Rockbound Twister. Flame Shard Giant. Oh, he's talking to you. Okay. I was like, what? Crystal Bat is just a good one. And now we'll go into our amazing 3 Barkeeps. Probably 2 Informants. 3 Thieves. And 1 Sneaky. We only have 3 Earth. Outside of Earth, what do we have? Really nothing. I mean, outside of Earth, we don't have anything. But with our combos, we have Inferno. We have Crushing Blow. Invocation of Flames. Pyroclastic Blast. And Stream of Tantos. And there we go. RG Mountain Breaker. We could. Mountain Breaker is a crystal, though, isn't it? I want to say. Yeah. So yeah, we could put Mountain Breaker in here. We could easily do that. Because it can't be removed. So I could... I mean, Flame Shard Giant into Lava Tamer. We don't really need Flame Shard Giant if there's only one. Well, no, Sneaky Creebles. I could probably take out, actually, Crystallizer. I could take this out. Put 3 Mountain Breakers in because they can't be removed. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Outside of Brother Skaldron, is there a better one? I don't think there is. Yeah, this is just Mountain Aggro. Better fire hero? I mean, it feels like it, but I'm pretty tied on fire and crystal. But double fire, like, I feel like I would need more fire cards than the crystal. I like Ferris, the new one, if you're running fire alleys. I mean, I'm running, what, Flame Shard Giant and Flame Bat and Flame Chained Elder. But the thing is, Ferris, the new one, to me means that I am... yeah, I could. Where is he? Well, I passed him, didn't I? Like, he's way up here. I could run Ferris the Banished. And just bring those 2 attacks back. Just 2 Flame Bats or a Flame Bat and a Flame Chained Warrior. I could do that, yeah. Especially if I need to pay for all these other combos. Yeah. What other combos are there? Just taking a look. I mean, I could do Rock Melter. Probably, I mean, Pyroclastic Blast, it feels good, right? I hope Ranked doesn't take over. What do you mean Ranked doesn't take over? So, Mutt, I'm going to try this in Ranked first once. See how it does just against a random person. Oh, take forever. I read that as over. Yeah, I read that completely wrong. I was like, take over? What do you mean take over? Wouldn't that be a good thing if the game's ranked mode was popular? But you made a Magrock 202 deck? Got the idea from TS and Discord. Just now? Let me open up Discord quick, because I want to see what he said. Because, I mean, I tried to build a Magrock, but of course I went... Oh, last night. Okay. Like I said, I tried to build a Magrock Road 202, but I went full meme, as I always do. Because, you know, that's what I love to do, is go full Mimi. Mimi, Escalimi. Probably won't find it. That's fine. That's fair. Oh, declined it. Going back in. But yeah, so far we've built 2 orders for aggro. This is the 3rd one. We won both games we went into. I would almost say by a landslide. I don't think we got below... We didn't get below 15. We slaughtered them. Let's open this up. But yeah, I mean, This is what happens when you don't run any buffs and you can literally make your opponents, what, a tenth of their deck just be dead? A tenth of their deck just be bad cards. How many crabs invade this aisle? That seems like an overkill. Barkeep first turn feels good. Ooh. Ooh, nice. Then we'll just say Mountain Breaker. We'll be good on that. Depending on what RPM does here. I did not even realize Ferris started with that much health. That's insane. You could just pass draw for all I care. It'd be great. Can't remove that. Okay. Well, I would say this would be a good test. But at the same time, my opponent did that. I think drawing 3 cards is better than nothing. Okay. I can Mountain Breaker again next turn and even Umbra and Barkeep. Throw a Starfish. Sure. Just King, not bad. If I Flame Bat here, I can't Inferno next turn. I think I just pass. I think I want to try an Inferno next turn. Ooh, that's nice. So I can Inferno next turn. Then I have the Barkeep and the Lava Tamer for follow-ups. I think actually RPM is a buffless Storm aggro deck. I think RPM is a buffless Storm aggro deck. I do declare he is. We even got Flameshard Giant into Lava Tamer. The only Creeble we have in the deck. Okay. Never mind, he's a god. RPM is indeed a god. So even if he does lay the card and draw, I can still Flame Bat and Umbra and Barkeep to draw 2. And because of Mud's amazing ability to say use Ferris the Banished, I will automatically get back Flameshard Giant and Flame Bat when I use his ability. So thanks to Mud Turtle's ingenious gameplay, And again, we won without being dropped below 20. We won without being dropped below 20. There we go. You can't outpace how aggro is with buffs. You can't do it. You can't do it. I mean, even if not, if I would have drawn another fire, I could use this ability and get 2 fire cards back to lay Pyroclastic Blast. I could at least do that. But yeah, I mean, his game, yeah, it's a game winner. Like, that was... I'm 3 for 3 with just buffless aggro. Well, I guess Mountain wasn't buffless. But, like, the term buffless as in, like, it makes buff removal pointless. There's not a card in the deck that you can use buff removal on. That's what I'm quoting as buffless aggro. Because Mountain Breaker obviously is a buff, but you can't remove it. You can't do anything to it to use buff removal. I'm 3 for 3 in winning without being dropped below 20 health. That's where the game is right now. That is where the game is right now. I'm going to go in and I'm just going to build one more. I'm probably not going to play it because I don't have a whole lot of time. I mean, if it's dormant, you can get the tech combo, or you can get a Mari Bard. That's what you can do. And actually, I did the 3 alignments that are not common. Storm Buffless aggro is really strong, and we've seen that. Tech Buffless aggro is obviously tech. And then with Selene, I mean, there already is. If Shibe is still here, Shibes knows there's an Astral aggro. But, yeah, we'll just, we'll go ahead and build one for Storm. Let's just go ahead and put the actions in first. Let's put the actions in first. Dust Fiend. 2 Dust Kings. Heroic Starfish is good. Spark Wisp is amazing. We'll run 2 Living Clouds. 2 War Criers. Weaving Mistral's just 4 damage. So there's really all the damage because, as we all know, the unaligned package is ridiculous. What else could you really want? Like right there. Yeah, right there I have how many unaligned? 12? 12 unaligned that are just auto includes. 11 because I'm only including 2 informants, but they're just auto includes. They're just auto includes, and that's all I need them for. Actually, what defense? Because I'm missing like delivery crabs. I can put Spark Back Defenders in here too, if I really wanted to. Do I need Creeble War Crier? Sparkback Defender feels fine. So let's find a hero. Let's just find a hero. Claus Clackerson. Claus Clackerson. Because Mud is an amazing Claus Clackerson deck that I like a whole lot. How many attack and defense? There's 20 attack and 9 defense. Yeah, dude, that Claus Clackerson deck, man. You kidding me? That's amazing. As a matter of fact, we could probably go in here and probably take some of these cards out and just add in defense. Just so we can get the triggered more. But, like, how many defends do you actually run in your deck? Like, comparatively. It's about equal? Okay. Yeah, you also run, like, Vitalizing Frog and stuff, too, right? Yeah, you run, like, the big heals. Yeah. That was just card draw. I have no slugs. Thank you, Wranglethark. Thank you for that. Take one of those out, take one of those out. Take one of those out. Dude, who needs buff removal, okay? Clearly right now, the way to play the game is buffless, okay? Is buffless. No buff removal. Then we'll go to our combos. Murky Waters, Overload, Chain Lightning, Water Spout. Where is Storm Strike? Why was Storm Strike not on here? That was weird. And there we go. There we go. Well, hold on, because we also could... Let's be fair. We could run Stormwall in here as well. Stormclawing, I actually don't think we need. But yeah, we could run Stormwall because they can't attack us. And if they do use one buff removal, then kudos to them. I have time to play. I'll probably do Wranglethark. I probably do. The thing is, like, Murky Waters is 7, but Water Spout is 2 less than its card draw, and I... Is it... Okay, do we run Water Spout, or do we run Murky Waters? What are we doing here? Water Spout or Murky Waters? I feel like with our deck being the action card heavy, getting card draw is better than just 2 more damage. Yes, if he's above 20, but like the way we play, he's not going to be above 20 unless it's on the first turn. So we have 21 attack, 10 aggro, or 10 defend. Yeah, we'll try this. We'll just see Storm Aggro. Claus Clackerson with Storm Aggro. We'll play one game real quick. I'm just double checking. Because I want to say Claus is the best aggro one I have. Yeah, Claus is probably the best aggro. Alright. Let's go in. See what Storm Aggro has. Quito isn't bad for aggro. I mean, because it's card draw and everything like that, yeah. But drawing one card with one action, I'd rather empty my hand and then use my defend cards to draw, as I have been doing with Barkeeps and Informants. I'd rather not use an ability just for one card draw. I'd rather get multiple card draws in one. That's why Tempest and Selene are so good. It's because you get 2 card draw for 1 action. Do 1 damage when you play a combo that has air in it. Okay. Water Spout first turn feels good. Sure. Cards. Ooh, I got my own Living Cloud. Joke's on you, sucker. Got some Creebles. Got some nice little Creebles here. I wonder if he's Buffless aggro as well. Oh, maybe not. Okay, we're fine with this. Fine with this. Right now we don't have any card draw, so I think just like 1 action a turn, drawing is fine. Until we get him down, then we'll just have a bunch of damage. I don't want to have a dead turn where I'm like just double passing. I want to be able to lay 1 action a turn. Alright guys, Thunderslug finally came and happened. Oh my god, yes. Because, darn it if Electro Hopper is not going to be just the bane of my existence. Sparkback Defender's not bad. Not bad at all. If he attacks me. Like he just did. Like he just did. Want to see him drop a second hopper? Wouldn't that be sweet? So I'll do this. Yeah, I mean, and actually putting hoppers in this deck wouldn't be terrible. It'd be the only buff in the deck, but it's a constant one. Look at that. A Shock Fin. Yeah, like, some of the only good buffs are the constant ones, or the ones that can't be removed. We'll just go ahead and say that right now. So we're going to do this. We're going to draw 3. Kudos to me. He has to heal. Oops, I fell below 20. It's true, but I did start with, what, 28, 29 health? 29. Okay. So I'm gonna do this. I don't have water, but I can Chain Lightning next turn. I can, in fact, Chain Lightning next turn. So, unless he like combos me right now, but I don't think Storm has access to anything that's 12 damage combo wise. All those belong to like all the other orders. So there we go. There we go. Deluge. Oh no, no, I don't want Legacy. Non-legacy ones. Yeah, Deluge was the 12 damage one and then it got rid of. Just like Magma Blast for Mountain got rid of. Lightning kind of got up to 12 with Creeble Wartreef. It's true. And technically, Muddy Waters can be 12. But it has to be like above 20, so it's not really. But yeah. And to top it off, The saddest part about that is the most effective decks right now is Buffless Aggro. Buffless Aggro is most effective, and they're the quickest to climb ladder with. So literally, like legitimately, these are the best ones to play to just grind ladder. You just play a quick, dirty 5-minute game with these, and they're good. They're the best. Storm Striker. Oh, dude, Storm Striker is amazing. It's so good. I'm kind of wondering. Oh yeah, Shifting Winds is the other one that is the same, and so is, yeah, Shifting Winds. I don't want to do Shifting Winds. If Tornado wasn't Legacy, if only. If only. But yeah, I mean, Cold Snap and Rapids for combo. I could. Do I run Cold Snap over Overload? Yeah, I feel like... yeah, maybe, actually. It would help pay for Water Spout, and I have a lot of Lightning cards. Yeah, but, Mud, the point that I got across, Overload is your 12 plus damage combo. That's true. That's very true. But yeah, the point that I was trying to get across is the simple fact that, like, if you can win by turn 5 or 6, your opponent doesn't have time to build up a board. So your buff removal almost is negligent, where if you can just kill them, then you're good. You're golden. You run Murky Waters? Did you run it over Water Spout? That was the one I was like, do I run Water Spout or do I run Murky Waters? Just for aggro purposes, I think Murky Waters, you're probably right. But yeah, like if you can kill your opponent before turn 5, them trying to build up a board and them doing things with the board is negligent, because it'll take them 4 or 5 turns for their board to start building up and do something. And if you can just kill them from cards in your hand that your opponent cannot do anything about, then that's it. That's it. And I do strongly believe that it is because of the defend cards that can draw you cards. Because like I said, those 12 unaligned cards, those immediately go in any aggro deck. Those immediately go in any aggro deck because 6 of them are huge card draws that your opponent cannot prevent. And they require you to have a small hand, which aggro loves to do. And the other ones are just 4 damage unaligned cards. And then the rest of them is just use your own attack cards. So all you got to do is just attack, 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 get your hand low, refill your hand, attack, 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 refill your hand, attack, 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 attack. Where because there's no like mana or cost to balance out the curve, every card is equal. This game will always have this issue where it is more effective and efficient to run a buffless deck. Is Informant a classic card? No, it is not. It got reprinted. It just got the nerf where it can only do a maximum of 4. No, you can run 3. Yeah, you can run 3 of them because it's not classic. It got reprinted, and there's no errata in the classic format, so it can draw you more than 4 cards. It is so good. Yep, the nerf doesn't apply. But yeah, I mean, right now where the game is at a standpoint, buffless decks will always be probably in the top tier. And you can probably go into all of Nuwan's deck list that he's run. I think almost, if not all of them, have been buffless decks, and he's won gold. Except for like the Asavak one he tried to build. Yeah, because just buffless aggro is what wins. It's what wins because your opponent cannot prevent the cards from your hand. There's no like counterspell. There's no interaction other than your board, and you don't want to have a board if you can just kill them from your hand. Card draw is so effective from the defend cards they have. And if you can just outpace them, what's the point of building a board when you can just like I said, you can just outpace them. You can outpace them from your hand before their board becomes in effect. That's it. That's the general sense of what I'm trying to say here, is that because there's no mana cost to build a curve to really like fight for the board, like Magic the Gathering, Hearthstone, Eternal, all these games have a mana source. So then, build the mana curve. Every action card is equal in its own right. You get 2 a turn, but if I can do 10 damage a turn to you laying 2 buffs that require a few... J. Nell says Buffless. They do, but I just proved that they're what is good in the game. And I'm trying to explain why that's a bad thing for buffs to be good in this game, because buffs are what make this game unique compared to all other games. Otherwise, you could just take the buffs out and just run attack and defend, and this game would be so boring. But right now, that's why it feels bad, is because buffless decks are top tier. So why run buffs? Yeah, why run buffs when there's buff removal? Why run buffs when there is buff removal, and when you could literally run no buffs, have a very good working deck, and have 1/10 of your opponent's deck be dead? 1/10 of them be dead. Yeah. The only buff decks that work really well are like 28 buff decks like Dread, all the buffs that Dread has. Or buffs that interact with the board right when they come in. Because then they essentially are like attack stuff, where they'll do something right when they come in, and then they might get better as they go on. But otherwise, there's no point in laying cards like, oh, I lay this card, and then 2 turns it'll deal, like I said, 7 damage. I'd rather just be like, I'm going to deal 5 damage right now, and spend the next 2 turns refilling my hand. That seems fine to me. Yeah, especially when Crazy Bomber is still a thing. I mean, that's what this game has a flaw with. This game is a major flaw with the simple fact that every action card is equal in its payment, because it just costs you an action. And the simple fact that if you can kill your opponent before their board does anything to you, what's the point of building a board? If you're trying to build a board to do stuff in future turns and your opponent's just killing you, you can't defend from the attacks because you use your actions building your board, and now you need to refill your hand to defend when your opponent has brought you down to like 10, and then they draw and they just kill you. They just kill you. I mean, I don't know how to fix it other than simply saying no attack card in your hand should deal more than 3 damage. Like, that's what it should be, is there should be no attack cards that deal more than 3 damage. And have your buffs, like, amplify stuff, really work off the family mechanic. You need to reduce healing also. But yeah, that's true. That's true. Like, you can put all the big numbers on buffs, but there should be no attack or defend cards that are just like flat out more than 3. If they increase, and like all this conditional increasing is great for this game, because it means you have to build your board up to help build your hand. Where I think that the game, in my opinion, how to improve some of this stuff is the action cards, is don't have a card that does more than 3 on a single baseline. And then if you want to increase it, you have to increase it based on what your board looks like. So you are, if you want to have those type of really high hitting like action cards and stuff like that are attack and defend, you need to have the board first before your hand does anything. No, I that's the thing, is Mari Stormguard. If you think about it, Mari Stormguard, yes, helps halt aggro. But if they change it to where you literally need to build up a board before you can start doing those cards, Mari Stormguard will then rotate out quicker because your opponent will be putting buffs down. And I'm not saying that's the ultimate fix. I'm not saying that's the ultimate fix. I'm saying that that is potentially a better direction to go in. Stormguard is good. Stormguard is good. But I feel like if this game is going to improve and really help push the people... You saw how many people got pissed when you just fixed Bomber Intense? Dude, that's what I called for. And they did it. They were going to do it on their own volition, but I said it, and then it happened. But, like, in my opinion, that's how the game will focus more on buffs. Is if your action cards in your hand, your attack and defend cards, their baseline is really small, but they get increased effects based on what your board state looks like. So then you have to build your board. If you change the whole game, it's bye-bye game. Yeah. I mean, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, if they don't do this, then what's the point of running buffs? What's the point of... I just built 4 decks in, like, an hour. I built 4 decks in an hour with all buffless, and they won every single game. Like, to me, that shows that there's no point in running buffs, which means what's the point in making new buff cards? If there's no cards to then correspond with the buffs go. Yeah, who knows this? That's true. That's true. We did see someone try to Thunder Slug a Mountain Breaker. So, I mean, there's that. But, I mean, it's the simple fact that literally I didn't test these decks. I didn't theme them. I built them in like 5-10 minutes. Played a game and won. A lot of them in a landslide. But anyway, it's well past 10 o'clock. I'm gonna head to bed. Like I have thoughts on the way that the whole attack defense system works. You could also start putting keywords on there saying like, hey, limit like only one of these in a deck. Whatever. Like I have many opinions, whether they be good or bad. You guys can yell at me all you want. Put this in feedback. I mean, I post all my videos to YouTube if they want to watch them. But please no RG. Mud Turtle, I'm not going to say anything. These videos that I post, if they want to watch them, they're more than welcome to. Yeah, the past few times I've ranted several times and someone said put it in feedback, and then I did, and then 2 days later they changed it, and I was like, oh god, what have I done? Like, oh god, no. So no, I won't go ahead and do that, at least not yet. But yeah, I mean, I might just make a short YouTube video of my opinion on the game and get comments on it. Not actually just do it on Twitch, but just make a video. Make a video, post it to YouTube, share it, and if people want to comment, kind of like what Testament does, where he puts these on YouTube, gives his thoughts and opinions, and people can comment on it. That's what I will probably do with that, with my own opinion, is make the video, put it to YouTube, and just have people watch it. You would probably stop playing the game? Really? That bad, huh? If what I said is like you literally need to build up a board before your action cards do anything? That bad, huh? Wow. Well, then hope for your sake, I hope they don't listen to me. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, guys, I just built 4 aggro decks that are all buffless, essentially. They all won. There's no point in running buffs. What's the point of running buffs in this game if you can just win without them? I'll leave you with that note. So when you go build your decks, when you go build any future decks, don't click the buff icon. Look for attack and defense. Add the 11 to 12 unaligned cards that make all those decks work. And play 5-minute games and grind ladder. I wish you the best of luck. Thank you everyone for tuning in today. Thank you very much. And as that, I will see you guys on Saturday. You've lost with your Buffless Selene to Court in ranked. Man. That's rough. I mean, I beat Selene with Farapang, so I mean, it can happen. It can happen. I'm not saying it's 100% win rate. Sometimes you draw bad. I don't know what happens, but I mean, it happens. But they know how to stagger their buffs. Yeah, exactly. They know how to stagger them so you don't get the best value out of your buff removal, which is the point, which is what you really want to try to avoid. But anyway, I will see you guys Saturday. If I have time during the week, I might make that YouTube video I was talking about. Just post that on my YouTube channel and share it with Discord and all that fun stuff. So we will see. I'll give my own opinions on this, especially with just what I did today. But with that being said, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you guys Saturday.